So hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Java Guru Ravi, and I Ravi Khan Sahu welcome you in this new video. So let's get started. Hello everybody, so today's video we are going to cover the different types of ways of creating the strings and what is the basic difference behind this, and this is very important for the interviews as well as for placements. So let us understand, because in Java we can create a string in this Java convention. This is instantiation of the string class, but Java also allows you to create a string in this manner, similar to the C++ where you can use string as a data type. So what is the difference? What is the difference behind these two things in case of strings? So Java allows you this syntax as well as this syntax, but at the back end their implementation is slightly different, and here comes the concept of intern string, right? So let us understand. So first of all, when you are using the syntax, using the q, using the new keyword to create a string, so very simple straightforward concept you can remember, that whenever you are using the new keyword to create any string object, definitely a new string will be created in the string heap. So whenever you are using this syntax, so definitely a new string object will be created in the heap, because objects are getting created in the heap only. So if you talk about this first one, S1, so whenever you are going to create a string, S1 is equal to new string, a new string object will be created in the heap, which is having the content A, and S1 is the reference variable which is pointing to this object, right? Then I have written the second statement, string S2 is equal to new string A. Although we have already created a string A here, but because we are using the syntax or using the new keyword, so again a new string object will be created in the heap. Similar to the first statement, again a new object will be created in the heap, something like this, right? Because we are using the syntax, using the new keyword. So 100% without any terms and condition, a new object will be created. So now coming to this syntax, which is called as intern string. What is intern string? First of all, these intern string objects are created in string pool, intern string pool, right? Second thing, what is the difference here between this syntax and this syntax is that in this syntax, when you are creating string S3 is equal to A, so it will be creating the object in the string pool, only when there is no already existing object with the same content is available, right? So let us understand, when you go to the execution of the third statement, so in the third statement what is going to happen? Let's say this is your intern string pool. So what is going to happen? You are writing string S3 is equal to A. So it will check, do you have any string A available here in the string pool? So currently we don't have any string A available in the string pool, although we have in the heap, but it will not check in the heap, it will check in the string pool. So here it will find कि okay, there is no string A available in the string pool, so it will create this string in the string pool. It will create a string A here in the string pool, and this string will be referred by the new reference variable S3, right? So S3 will be referring to this intern string. So this is called as intern string. Now the next statement, the fourth statement is saying string S4 is equal to A. Again, what syntax we are using here? We are using the intern string syntax. It means it will again check in the string pool. It will check, do we have any A over there? So this time it will say yes, there is a string already available with the same content A. So in this case it is not going to create a new string, rather it will start pointing to the existing A. So what is going to happen here? It is going to be pointed by another reference variable S4, right? So now the difference should be clear. In this case every time a new object will be created, but in this case here it will check whether the string is available in the string pool. If it is not, then only it will create the object. But if it is already available in this statement, it will find that this A is already available, so it will not create a new object, only it will create a reference variable and it will point to the same object. So this is the concept of intern string. Now how you can verify this thing? How you will verify this thing? So very simple solution is using the double equal to operator, right? So using the double equal to operator, there is a disclaimer here. You can say it is a caution statement that strings are not compared using the double equal to. String contents are not compared using the double equal to. Double equal to will compare the addresses. To compare the content, we have equals method. So contents of the string objects will be compared using the equals method, and double equal to operator, comparison operator, will compare their addresses. So if two addresses are same, it means two objects are same, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So let us understand here. Now if you are writing here, I am removing this. So let us write here. If I write here system.out.println, I am writing here S1 double equal to S2. So what will be the output here? You can try. I am writing here S1 double equal to S3, and I am writing here S3 double equal to S4, and I am writing here S1 dot equals S3. So let us understand this, it will clarify the same thing. So I am writing here S1 double equal to S2. It means what I am comparing is the addresses. So if you see here, S1 double equal to S2 means the address of S1 and double address of S2, they are different. You can see S1 is pointing to some other object and S2 is pointing to some different object. So double equal to will return false here, because S1 and S2 are two different objects. So here you will get a return value false. But if you see here S1 double equal to S3, so again if you see S1 is pointing to this object and S3 is pointing to another object, it means again it is going to return you a value which is false. It proves that intern strings are not pointing to the heap objects. Otherwise you could have said that intern string is pointing to some existing object, so it may be pointing to this one. So it proves that no, intern string is not pointing to the heap object, it is pointing to some other object, right? So this is proven here. Now I am writing S3 is equal to S4. If you are writing S3 is equal to S4, now you can see that S3 and S4 both are pointing to the same object. So here you will get the proof of the fact that intern strings are created only when the object is not present. If it is already present, then they will be pointing to the same object. So here the return value will be true, because S3 and S4 both are pointing to the same object. Now equals method, it is used for comparing the content. So whether you compare S1 dot equals S2 or S2 dot equals S3 or S3 dot equals S4, because they are having the same content, so they are going to give you true always, right? So this is the concept of intern string. Now here you can have one more question. You can be asked here. This kind of questions are many times asked in the placements as well as in Oracle certification exam. That in the same code, if I write it again here, the string S3 is equal to A and string S4 is equal to A. This was something we had implemented here. Now I am writing here S1 dot to uppercase S1 dot to uppercase, and I am writing S3 is equal to S1 dot to uppercase. So now you will be asked, okay, how many objects will be eligible for garbage collection after this statement? Or the vice versa, they can ask you how many objects of string type will be present in the memory at this point of time. So what I am writing here is S1 dot to uppercase. So you are calling the to uppercase method on this object. So as I told you, as soon as you will try to change the object, a new object will be created, and where it will be created? In the heap only. It will not be created in the intern string pool. As soon as you call some method to modify the string object, a new object will also be created in the heap only. So here, as soon as you call this method, a new string object will be created A, and now you are saying S3 is equal to, so you are assigning the new object here which is created to S3. So S3 is already present. So now S3 will start pointing to this object, right? Because you have written here S3 is equal to S1 dot to uppercase. So S1 dot to uppercase has created this object, and it has been now pointed by S3 because you have written here S3 is equal to S1 dot to uppercase. Now question is very easy. How many objects are eligible for garbage collection? You check how many objects are not referred by any of the reference variables. So all the objects are referred by reference variables. It means 0 objects are eligible for garbage collection. Second thing is how many objects are present in the memory? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So no objects are eligible for garbage collection. But suppose I might have written like this only. Yeah, I could have written like this. S2 is equal to S1 dot to uppercase. Now what I am trying to do here is, this was the situation. I said S1 dot to uppercase, a new object is created, and its address I am assigning to what? S2. So this is your S2. I am assigning this address here. It means this is not pointed now. Now how many objects are eligible for garbage collection? 1. This object has become a garbage because S2, which was pointing to this one, is now pointing to new object. So this has become a garbage. So this is how you can understand the concept of string objects and intern strings, right? So that's all about the concept of objects in strings. Thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you find this video useful, so please like, subscribe and share with all of your friends so that they can also get benefited. Ravikant Sahu signing off. Thank you.